Hi everyone, I'm Zoe from Katie's Music Studio, and today we're going to be looking at how to tune your violin. So with your violin, we're going to be looking at 3 different ways to adjust your sound. First, we'll be looking at your pegs. Second, we'll be looking at your fine tuners. I've just got the one right here. And lastly, we will be looking at manually adjusting the sound, kind of by just finicking with the strings. Not the most ideal situation, but if you're in a pinch. Alright, so I'm starting out here with some rather out of tune strings. If you hear that, you know something is not quite right. Just to let you guys know, today I will be tuning by ear, so I'll be strumming 2 different strings at a time. I'll be plucking them just for the convenience of having the violin still in the camera frame. And yeah, so that's what I'll be doing today. But for your own practicing and your own playing at home, I would definitely suggest purchasing a free tuner app. It's free, it's super helpful. It helps you know exactly what note you're aiming for. You can also use a piano or something at home if you have one and you're quite confident in your ear. But again, highly recommend a free tuner. Alright, so to start, I'm going to be tuning my D string. Now my D string is not even sounding like a D right now. What that's telling us is that we're going to be doing a more major adjustment, and for all of your major adjustments, we're going to be turning to your fine tuners. So your D string, you're just going to follow that all the way up the neck of your violin into your peg box here, and you're going to be using the upper peg here that is connected to your D string. So when you're tuning, if you want your string to sound higher, you're going to be tightening it, and to tighten your string, you're going to be moving it up and away from you. So like kind of this direction. Anytime that you are moving your pegs, you want to make sure that you are pushing into your violin. These are friction fit and they will pop out. Oh, it is on, okay. So with our string sounding too low, we're going to be moving it up. We're going to be tightening the string, just like so. And then if your string started off too high, you're going to be doing the exact opposite, and you're going to be bringing this peg closer to you, so this direction here. Whichever way you're moving it, just be sure that you are really being careful not to go crazy. They are major adjustments, so be as careful and just move it as little as you can, really. Checking in with it, bowing on your string and seeing how it sounds. Alright, so then the next thing that we're going to be doing is moving over to the E string. The E string isn't quite as bad, but it is still not sounding quite right. So for this guy, not as major of an adjustment, so we'll be moving to our second method here, which is the fine tuners. As I mentioned, I have only one of these guys. Most violins, most student violins, have all 4 connected to the bottom of your strings. And hopefully that is the case for you watching. It makes life a whole lot easier. Alright, so my E string is sounding a little bit on the higher side, so what I'm going to be doing is loosening the string to lower it. Now what I always say to my students is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey when it comes to your fine tuners. So if you want to have a higher sound, you're tightening your string righty-tighty. If you want a lower sound, you're loosening it lefty-loosey. So that's what we'll be doing. And again, it doesn't take much because you are doing your major adjustments with your pegs, and then you're moving to your fine tuners down here just to get a more fine tune. You want to make sure that it's hitting the spot. Okay, and lastly, we are going to be looking at kind of wiggling, playing around with, trying to figure out how to manually adjust your strings. This is not the most common or ideal situation, so I advise you not to do this at home unless you need to, unless you're in a pinch. So a situation where you might want to be using this is your fine tuners, especially your fine tuner on this certain string, is stuck. I have tuned many a violin where that fine tuner is not budging. So in that case, you're going to get as close to the note as you can with your pegs. But, you know, I mean, the pegs are the most difficult to hit that exact note. So if it's pretty much just on the brink of being that note, what you're going to be doing is just kind of finicking with your strings and trying to make the sounds right on. That does not make sense, but you'll see. Okay, so to loosen or tighten your strings manually, it's going to move your tuner from this to this. Like, it's barely gonna do anything, but if you're in a pinch, it does work. So if you want to be loosening your strings, all that you're going to be doing is getting your finger, grabbing a string, and then wiggling and pulling on it a little bit. Just loosening it. And then if you want to be tightening your string, if you need it to be just a hair higher, what you're going to do is you're going to look up here at your peg box where you've got the top of your fingerboard. You're going to place a finger and you're just going to press and push and pull up your string. Now, again, I don't recommend this way, but if you are in a pinch, then this can also really help you because, I mean, the pegs are the trickiest to get the exact tuning that you're looking for. All right, well, that's it for tuning your violin today. We looked at those 3 different methods to getting your violin sounding the way that you'd like it to. I highly recommend using a free tuner app to accomplish that. And yeah, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Katie's Music Studio.